What's up guys, welcome to another Destiny 2 video. Bungie dropped a video going over some of the new exotic weapons and armor that we're going to be getting inside of Forsaken, and I did quickly want to go over its perks and some of my first impressions of these weapons and armor. So first up we have the two-tailed fox. It fires 2 rockets at once, so it looks like, kind of has a Jade Rabbit vibe to it, so it might be created by Dido. I'm 90% sure it is. So essentially you can see it shoots its first rocket and then it shoots the second rocket at a different enemy. So they're kind of in different places right here, but as you could tell, the first rocket kind of has a purple glow to it. That first rocket is a suppression rocket. The second rocket kind of does what Dragon's Breath used to do, where it left kind of like a fiery area of effect damage. So that's pretty cool that it allows for those two things there. I definitely think this weapon is going to be pretty entertaining to use in PvE mostly. PvP wise, I don't know if it'd be any good. I mean, obviously if you can shoot 2 opponents at once, like that's pretty cool, but when most people use rockets, they usually try to go for one shot and end up getting a multi-kill anyway. So I think this thing's going to be pretty entertaining, like more for PvE activities. Next we have some Titan exotic boots called the Antaeus Wars. Essentially, when you slide, you can reflect back projectiles at enemies. So as you can tell from the clip, this Titan slides, he has a rocket coming at him, the rocket goes back and hits the enemy in the crucible. So it does say projectiles. I don't know if that means like bullets as well, but this could go with things like, obviously, like rockets, maybe fusion rifles, maybe some different type of weapon in PvE, like obviously if a drag is trying to shoot at you with this little blaster or whatever it's called, like you could reflect those back at the enemy. So I think this thing's gonna be pretty entertaining, especially in PvP. Like being able to launch rockets back at people is freaking awesome. Next up, we have a bow. It is called the Trinity Ghoul. Essentially, once you get a precision kill, that creates an electrical storm arrow that you can get for your next shot. We've actually seen some footage of this in some of the exclusive Gambit gameplay at GuardianCon and at E3, but overall, this thing looks pretty entertaining. I definitely think for PvE, it's going to be a little more effective. Being able to take out a whole group of ads is going to be a lot better. Obviously, just bow-wise, maybe in the Crucible is pretty solid, like being able to like do a little bit more extra damage, especially if all those enemy teammates are kind of piled up together. Being able to do some extra damage there is going to be pretty awesome as well. I definitely think this is going to be one of the better ones for PvE, but that's just my opinion. For the Hunter, we're getting a chest piece called the 6 Coyote. It gives you 2 dodges. I can't tell you how OP this is about to be inside of the Crucible. Like, this thing is awesome. And plus, it allows for probably like a few good builds, especially if you like meleeing, like especially with the Arc Strider and stuff like that. Using Gambler's Dodge, being able to get melees back is going to be pretty entertaining. My question is, will it be able to beat out Wormhusk Crown as one of the new meta exotics to be using? I think it might be able to, but it's definitely going to be pretty interesting to use. This new exotic hand cannon is the one everybody's talking about. It's basically Thorn 2.0 is what people are saying, but it's called Malfeasance. Essentially 5 hits detonate an explosion. They don't need to be precision, what it looks like, but once you hit an enemy with 5 hits, it detonates a large arc explosion, like huge AoE damage. Like this thing is going to be super good for, I would say, higher tier activities, things like maybe like Eater of Worlds, maybe the new raid if you have a lot of ads up your butt or something like that. It looks like it is a precision frame hand cannon. It shoots fairly fast, straight up and down. So this might be one of the faster firing type of hand cannons, but still, it's pretty awesome that you can see when it fires, little thorns go into the enemy. So, like, this thing isn't a thorn, it's probably a weapon of sorrow is what people are speculating, but still being able to have that huge explosion is going to be awesome. We have another exotic sword coming in called the Black Talon. So, as you can tell, it performs like a normal sword, but then you can throw a projectile at somebody. So, it's going to be kind of like Bolt Caster from Destiny 1 where you can throw the electrical storm. This is obviously more of a void shot is what it looks like. So, still, that's going to be pretty awesome, especially for PvP, being able to like hit somebody from halfway across the map with this sword, just launching a projectile at a zone if there's a bunch of enemies on it. Like, still, that's going to be pretty entertaining. This next weapon looks freaking awesome. So it is called 1000 Voices. It looks like it's going to be a trace rifle, essentially as an exploding beam of fire. So if you look at the clip, I do want to go into a little bit of detail. So he fires at the ground, right? And right when he lets go of the trigger, that fire on the ground kind of explodes, right? So this could be like some sort of you kind of lay down like maybe mines or whatever. I would say that's probably the best way to describe it. And then there's an explosion. Like you could tell he does hit some ads with it, and they do kind of like erupt into some solar fire and whatnot. But still, for the one clip, he doesn't even shoot any of them. He just shoots around them and then it explodes. So this is going to be one interesting exotic, especially for PvP and PvE. For the Warlock, we are getting a chest piece called the Chromatic Fire. Essentially, it gives all of your kinetic weapons Dragonfly/Firefly. So whenever you get a headshot, people explode into an elemental damage explosion, which is going to be pretty awesome. I don't know if them exploding into that elemental damage is based off of what subclass you're rocking or anything like that, whether it's Stormcaller or Voidwalker or anything like that, but still, it's still pretty entertaining that when you do get precision kills, it does allow for that AoE damage, which is going to be good for ad control, especially in PvE. PvP-wise, I don't know if this would be too solid, but still, it is going to be pretty entertaining when it comes to those higher tier activities. We have another exotic bow we haven't seen before called the Wish Ender. Essentially, you can see people through walls and pierce targets. So it looks like when the bow is fully drawn, a perk gets activated where you can actually see people through walls, and I'm assuming it comes with some sort of armor piercing rounds. That's why he can penetrate 2 targets at once. As you can tell, it gets the double headshot on these guys with the bow and arrow, which is pretty awesome. So I don't know about the armor piercing rounds, but being able to see people through walls is definitely going to be a huge help, especially in competitive if they decide to keep the no radar situation. One of the weapons we're all hyped about is the Ace of Spades. Essentially now, reloading after a kill grants extra damage bullets, so I'm assuming it's some sort of kill clip. In Destiny 1, this weapon had Firefly, so whenever you got a headshot, enemies explode. So I don't know if this is going to be kinetic. It was previously a kinetic weapon. Now it is I don't know if it's an energy hand cannon or not, but still it's pretty awesome that now it comes with some sort of kill clip, I'm assuming. So that's pretty awesome that we get to see some cool stuff coming from that. Alright guys, if you want to know how to support me, there'll be a link below. It's the best way to support me. It'll take you to a 4-minute video. If you want to go check that out, that'd be awesome. But if you don't want to do that, you can always like this video, subscribe to the channel, share this video, turn on the notification bell, next subscribe if you want to be notified when I drop some new content on the channel. And then comment what y'all want to see below. I'm making content for you, so whatever you want to see, I will try to get out there as quickly as possible. Also, we have the Discord link below if you want to join. That'd be awesome as well. There's no requirements. You don't have to be part of the clan or anything like that. So if you want to talk to me like in person, like over voice chat, like we obviously have some of those set up as well. So if you want to talk to me, that's probably going to be the best way to do that. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. We'll catch you next time.